Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Garen, and we'll be facing off against the Misfortune Adventure from the Teamfight Adventures campaign. I'll just be doing this because I need to beat this adventure with a Demacian champion to get the rewards from it. So we're using Garen. Garen's setup is fairly obvious. You always go double Stalker Blade, because that way you instantly level up Garen when you summon it. We are back. You cannot play cards on round 1. Afterwards, grant each card in your hand and deck an epic item. While you have exactly 2 units with the same name, they have +3/+3. And then last second save. Can we afford to skip the first turn? I don't think so. I don't think we can afford to skip the first turn. I think we have to reroll here. Pandora's items. Add a random common item to a random card in hand, up to 3 per card. When you summon an ally, it costs 3 or less, grant allies 5+ cost allies. Everywhere +1/+1. Mutant. This actually has synergy for deck. All of our allies cost 3 or less, and then we summon 5+ cost allies with Garen and Remembrance. While Pandora's items is an epic one, I don't think we have a better opportunity to go Little Buddies than here, so we're going to pick Little Buddies for fun. All I have to do is hope that the opponent doesn't high roll me like they did last time I faced off against this adventure. And it appears I'm safe. Startup created this card. Yeah, I was considering what I should do here, but I decided to do this. Let's throw a Fleet Feather Tracker into the Meat Grinder just to protect our health, and then next turn I'll go Bright Steel Protector to give the Fleet Feather Tracker barrier, and then I'll just pull out of the opponent's units and clear his ward.
The weak don't deserve mercy.
That's fine. That's fine. Fortunately, the opponent decided to waste the Jagged Taskmasters and not use them to buff up his own units. A weird decision, but I welcome it fully. That's a very large threat. One I can't deal with. I suppose I'll let the opponent attack with everything, and then I'll block here and here while using the sharp sight to give my Fleet Feather Tracker a buff. I'm losing a lot more health than I would like. Fortunately, next turn we can go Garen, clear 2 of the opponent's units, and we'll attack right away. He did start up another unit, the one that allows him to drain with skills. Play the 120 and Noxian Education, not being completely useless for once. That's surprising. I'm losing way too much health here. I don't even remember if I have a lot of regeneration on Garen or not. I just hope I do. Well, was a decent showing. Now I just have to maybe get some ramp, maybe get some other units to buff up besides Garen, and I'll be fine. Might of the Vanguard. Give it all atrocity. Nah. Speed wraps on the Laram Blade Keeper. That makes that card better, so sure. It's always good to buff up cards that are already in your deck by default. Renekton, Zerath, Lux. If only Renekton was 3 or 5 mana instead of 4, I would be a lot more inclined to pick it up. But at 4, I just have to reroll here. Right? Maybe I can afford to pick a 4. Just because Renekton is generally good. Now let's play for the dream. Okay, this is fairly decent. Does the power care? I suppose it doesn't care about base cost. It only cares about the actual cost. But this is interesting. It will also buff up the Darkins. So let's pick it up. The extra healing should be nice as well. Salvage. What does salvage do? I've already seen this encounter before, but I don't remember what it does. Still, Arbiter of the Peak is a bit easier than the Yolfish, so let's go for the Arbiter of the Peak and see what this salvage encounter does. I'll keep the Garen. I'll keep the Garen in hand. Not really have a decent turn 1. So I suppose I can go Vanguard Defender, Darkin's Staff. Never mind. Oh, we can go 0 cost Balkux.
Only the worthy join the stars.
Never mind, I was about to say that seems like an unfair first turn, but the opponent started up the Arbiter of the Peak. So he was the one that actually had an unfair start.
Speak, I say. I know these paths well.
What do I even do here?
Targon works in mysterious ways. Observe.
No closer.
This does nothing, right? It removes the opponent's spell shield. Suppose I can do this. Take the damage and then strike here. At the very least I have set up so that we can sort of kill the opponent's unit with Garen in a couple of turns.
They said this climb would be a challenge.
Stay humble, child. Targon will deceive you.
Unfortunate part is that I haven't actually equipped any of my units this game, so the Keeper of the Box does nothing. Doesn't even have lifesteal. Let's see if the opponent is interested in trading the Arbiter of the Peak. When did that guy get his spell shield back? He played something on it? No? Well, I'll do this just to set up a... Maybe I didn't even remove the spell shield. Right, I didn't remove the spell shield. I went ahead and played the spell on the unit that had barrier, or one of the lower units. We can't then go for the single combat and the Garen on the same turn, unfortunately. I guess I'll play the Remembrance. Well, now I have to do this. I need to keep that thing under control, otherwise I die. And let's buff up the Vanguard Defender. That way I can sort of block this attack. Sharp sight minimizes that damage to 1. Do I care about only taking 1? I think I care more about removing the mountain scryer, just so the opponent doesn't have a discount on his celestial cards anymore. And now I get to play Garen, remove 2 of the opponent's units for basically free. I have 9 health, but it's fine. All I have to do is play the... Well, there goes my Garen. So I was about to say, all I have to do is play the Keeper of the Box and then Aatrox next turn and I should be able to start lifestealing up. But I was wrong.
Voice from within.
Well, I can still start lifestealing up with the Keepers of the Box next turn. It's just that now the Keepers of the Box won't get to attack right away with Garen's effect. Let's try to protect both the Keepers of the Box here. I want to lifesteal up with both of them, if possible.
Know your path when the mountain changes.
No, let's, instead of using Aatrox, let's do the Keeper of the Box. That way we get more healing.
Reaching the peak will change everything.
And now the game's over for the opponent. That's what you get for eye-holding a 17-17 Overwhelm lifesteal unit out of nowhere. Yeah, sure, let's let this go through. The Ablifo on board anyway. It's preferable to not let the opponent have a action to respond in some way. Maybe he could have silenced my units, remove their stats so that they don't deal as much damage as I want them to. Give targeted allies barrier this round. That's very good. Take as many cards as you want, each one costs 1 health. Crashing Wave, Scar Grounds. How about no cards? Darkened Staff with quick attack, that's decent. Gem crafting is okay, I suppose. We'll do this, pick up the Darkened Staff and the gem crafting. We do cast a spell or sometimes in the form of the single combat. Yeah, I'll keep this end. I can go Fleet Feather Tracker, Sharp Sight, or I can go Fleet Feather Tracker.
Aw, you're all so cute.
Law Blade Keeper in order to trade favorably into the Star Shepherd.
It was my heart that led me here.
Yeah, that seems like a decent play.
Keep searching.
Can also do this if he's going to attack like that. Just kill the Traveler for free. Set up so that I can go for Garen next turn. But I would prefer to go for Garen if the opponent actually had a board.
I see the heavens.
Yeah, like that.
Gods burning and stars.
So Garen levels up immediately when I summon him.
Ouch. A little luck for those
That's
in
fine.
need. You spurn my gift.
Really? I thought he would use the Gift Giver to block one of these too, so that he would get a free heal from the Spring Gifts. I guess I was wrong.
Just another day in Targon.
That's a very large Broadback Protector. Let's attack like this. I feel like I can actually bait the opponent into attacking with the brought back protector. And I'll use the... Right, he can fully heal his unit. I was about to use the sharp sight that gives barrier in order to bait the opponent.
Hold fast.
Or try to bait the opponent. Now I just have to trade like this. Now it seems unlikely that the opponent will be able to, or that I'll ever be able to kill the brought back protector. What should I do? Let's do this, buff up the Laham Protégé. Try to go for this. Try to remove the opponent's board as much as possible. I'll do this here. Work on buffing up the Aatrox. Maybe if I just keep striking with my units, eventually one of them will grow large enough to kill the Broadback Protector. Let's remove its spell shield too while we're at it. Next turn I'll just Red Steel Protector the Garen. That way I can
Let my stars guide all travelers on.
block the Broadback Protector without taking any damage. Really? This is a blunder. Now, when he tries to go for the Spring Gifts, I can just kill the Broadback Protector with a single combat or Deathbringer sweep in response.
My steel is yours.
Is this what you seek?
Okay, he survives another turn. Yep, I fully expected that to happen. He's going to try and heal this Broadback Protector. And I'm just going to do this. Actually this. So that I reduce the cost of the World Lander by 1. And now the opponent doesn't have a board. Which means he just loses to my next attack.
Protect and strike.
Now all we have to do is take on Zoe and the second half of the adventure, and we'll be fine. Honestly, besides that first encounter, things have actually gone really well for us, so I'm not too worried about whether or not we'll be able to beat this adventure the first time you summon an elite. Grant me +1/+1. Sure, just because it's a 1-drop, or it's a card that will work with our little buddies. Infinity Edge on Garen. Infinity Edge on Garen seems fine. That way he can close out the games when he's massive. And then for the card cut, maybe the Remembrance. Maybe the Trusty Ramhound. It is the card I feel the least optimistic about right now. We have 2 elites besides Garen. So it's not like the Ramhound's effect will proc that often, so it's a 1/1 most of the time. Let's just cut it from the deck. We don't even give him an opportunity to do anything. That's how bad I think that card actually is, at least in this situation. I'll keep the Lohan Blade Keeper. Maybe I'll get the Fleet Feather Tracker here. No, that's unfortunate. I really wanted the Fleet Feather Tracker. That would help contest the Zoe. Or he chooses not to attack or not to play Zoe at all for some reason. Maybe he's worried that I'll single combat the Zoe. I think that's it. I think the opponent's worried that I'll use single combat on the Zoe, and he'll lose Zoe for free. That's why he's not playing it. That does nothing. Honestly, the unfortunate part of him not playing Zoe is that he's developed a board full of elusives, which are extremely annoying to deal with. I'll just do this, and then I'll sharp sight the Lohan Blade Keeper to trade into one of these Startled Stompers. Then I'll have one spare mana next turn. I'll have actually 7 mana, so I can go Garen alongside a single combat, just in case the opponent thinks about playing Zoe. He burned the Zoe here, by the way, so he's in an even worse position.
Turn the tide.
If he wasn't already in a terrible position to begin with. I don't think there was any shot for the opponent to win. Not in this scenario. I did get a very good hand. What do you do here, opponent? That's something. That's one threat removed. What about the rest? Apparently the opponent doesn't care about the other threats. And it just gives up. Figures. Honestly, I feel like we could probably take on Misfortune even with our current setup. We wouldn't even need any more powers. I'll still get them anyway though, just so we can crush Misfortune even harder. Preparation round end, grant +2/+2 to each ally in hand with cost less than or equal to your number of mana gems. When an ally survives the damage with exactly 1 health, fully heal it. BRB. Preparation is very good in this deck. Most of our allies cost less than 3, other than Garen and Aatrox. So after the first turn we're just going to be buffing all the units in our hand. Yeah, let's pick up the preparations. And we're getting an additional power. I don't know if we'll find something that's even more synergistic than the setup we currently have, but I'm going to try. Yeah, let's skip the Darkened Staff. Okay, this is a rather weak hand. And the opponent starts nicely with 2 units, and I don't even get to respond with a play of my own to trade into them. I suppose I'll go Keeper of the Box first. That buffs up the Brightsteel Protector. I'm actually going to go for the Darkened Staff here, because I can go for the Sharp Sight here in case I need it to protect the Keeper of the Box, but I don't need it. So instead I just get to save up some spell mana for next turn. Let's start on the Brightsteel Protector now. It's a decently sized unit now. Yeah, I'll put the darkened stuff on it as well. The opponent's just doing a whole lot of nothing. But it just 3-starred the Nagake Boros, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's what it appears happened.
Packed him good. Merely a vessel. Clear off.
The opponent just dies next turn, however, no matter how he plays this. Because now I get to attack every turn. And now Atrox starts getting buffed up because of the double time watch. Atrox is getting discounted. Do I play Atrox now? Sure. It will be nice to attack with him alongside everything else.
And misery. This is hot.
Might even be able to close out the game here. Unfortunately, he didn't decide to block the Garen. If he blocked the Garen, I could use the single combat to close out the game. Instead, he gets to survive for an additional turn. Look at the stats on these units, damn. No way the opponent has an answer to this ward. And just like that, we won. Nice. Now, let's see what we get from our power. Ooh, another unit with Overwhelm. That's definitely what we need. Now we can close out the game a lot easier. Just a regular power. Lethality? Or Raiding Party? Let's go Raiding Party. We are aggressive enough. The Darkened Fan, the Jargot Cutlass, no. Triferian Might, no. That's interesting. Now our Garen strikes 3 enemies on summon. And since we're buffing up the units in our hand, I suppose that works in our favor as well. Another shop. Sickening Plunge. Let's not buy anything else. Let's just save our money for the next shop encounter. Yeah, this seems like a fine keep. I just have to decide which unit is not going to get buffed up here at the start. I think a keeper of the box is the correct choice, since it's the unit that already has the highest stats by default. It's the one in the least need of buffs. Okay, that was one turn. Now here is the second turn. We just started up a Omen Hawk, which is not really that much of a concern. I'm actually going to go for the Welcome Blade Keeper. I want these two to grow up to the point where they strike something on summon. Just like the Welcome Blade Keeper did. Ooh. It's actually going to kill one of my units. That's perfectly fine by me.
Into the abyss.
We don't take a lot of damage here. Now the main problem is, without units on board, I might actually be unable to close out the game. But I can actually just do double Bright Steel Protector here. They strike something else summon, so they grow even larger now. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with mousing that back to hand. It just gives me an opportunity to give that some buffs, so that the Keeper of the Box now strikes something on summon too.
Honor guide me.
And slowly and surely, the opponent's losing his health. That's turn 4. So we have 3 turns to close out the game.
Winds blow.
On the way out, let's just kill that thing, shall we? Maybe I shouldn't have, because now I don't get to play Garen. But I get to play double Keeper of the Box. The opponent doesn't summon anything. Well, instead of double Keeper, let's go for a Vanguard Defender. Try to preserve our larger units in case the opponent summons something larger. He's sealing himself, okay. Does he find the... Yes, he finds something to help him survive an additional turn. We're on round 5. At the end of round 7, I'm just going to dump my hand on board then. Or try to dump as much of my hand on board as possible. Ooh, we start up the Red Steel Protector. Let's see if the opponent summons something else. He's healing and drawing more. Okay, he summoned the full board. Or enough units for Garen to strike twice. Now we only get to benefit from the rally next turn. But we only need to benefit from the rally next turn. Actually, we won't even get to benefit from the rally next turn because it will be our attacking turn anyway. Okay, so now the opponent needs to bounce all of my units back to hand. Or freeze all of my units since he's in Feraliord. Okay, that's 2 units frozen. And he has nothing else. Well, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. The opponent actually managed to reach round 7, and he would have won if he had... I don't know, I don't think there was any card there that... Maybe if he played things a little bit differently, tried to preserve his health somewhat, he would have been able to just survive with enough health to make it past round 7 and just kill me with his power. Anyway, let's keep going. I don't think we need to cut any card from this deck. I guess the Remembrance. I haven't played the Remembrance once since the encounter where it was discounted, so it was actually playable. So it's probably just cluttering up our deck. Vanguard Defender, Fleet Feather Tracker, Bright Steel Protector. Let's toss the Sharp Sight back into the deck. What would be the best card to play turn 1? Honestly, probably Bright Steel Protector. Because we need 2 additional turns, 2 turns of buffs in order for Bright Steel Protectors to start striking on summon. Then again, I have a Fleet Feather Tracker. Yeah, let's summon the Fleet Feather Tracker. Oh! The opponent immediately uses Make It Rain. Well, I guess this is a good thing for me, because the opponent didn't get full value off of the Make It Rain, at least. And then we get to go for the Vanguard Defender to remove the opponent's unit right away. Now we can go Bright Steel Protector to protect the Fleet Feather Tracker. Now we just pull whatever he summons here with the Fleet Feather Tracker. Try to preserve these units' health.
Fortune favors the bold.
Why Darkened Staff here? Let's play the Darkened Staff on the Fleet Feather Tracker. Next turn I'll just play Garen after the opponent plays something. Yep. That's a very large unit. Fortunately, Garen just strikes thrice on summon, so I don't have to deal with that thing.
Get bloody, get paid.
Sure, let's single combat. Ensure that the opponent doesn't have a single unit on board for our attacking turn. He might still be able to survive here. Nah, he's misfortune. The opponent doesn't have removal for units this large in his deck. So he just wins. Just like that. This adventure's first encounter is surprisingly difficult. At least when you're playing champions that are only 3 stars. I suppose it might be a matter of the opponent high rolling. Still interesting though. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.